Yeah, I said to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
Yeah, late ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down. Bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, You Best Believe It. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. NERDSoul thumbnails, we chilling. All right, I'm happy to see you. I'm so glad you are here. It is the review for the finale of the one and only Star Trek Prodigy. That's right. Put your hands together, y'all. It's been a long road, but we done made it. I never would have made it. Oh man! Shouts out to everybody that's coming through early. Everybody on the replay. Let's get started with how I feel about the season. I've enjoyed this. I'll reiterate. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this so much. The animation has been on point. The voice acting has been on point. I've loved the way that they learn teamwork as well as being able to grow a bit through adversity. I think this show has been well written. And I mean, of course, you know, it's a kid's show. There's certain things that you can kind of see coming along. There's certain things that have nagged me during the season. But by and large, man, I've had a lot of fun watching this. Straight up, a whole lot of fun. So, the best way I can kind of grade this show is on not only on like a base level of like kid show, but I'd like to put this on the level of, you know, any animated show, even on like a adult level of animation. I mean, of course, there's certain themes that they're not going to deal with because it's, you know, it's adult, but yo, the show comes through. And with that said, let's get into part 2 of the finale. We open back up. We got the whole crew back on the asteroid. They try to figure out, they still floating around. And the thing about this part of the show is Gwen is by herself with her father, and not only with her father, but her father and Dreadnought. But at the time with Dreadnought, she's alone with them, and her team is separated. But they never really panic because by now they're kind of sure of themselves. You see Dal come into place. You see Zero working. You see Jacob and Rock off doing their engineer thing, and you see them trying to figure out how to get the ship back working so you can get the atmospheric pressure, all that stuff. And it's a level of give and take, of handoffs, of trades, and like Jacob's like, I can't work it, and Rock is like, yo, you got to do this, this, and this. He's like, cool, I'll hold the door, you do the thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know they try to make a point of like, just because I'm big and strong doesn't mean this is all I can do. And it's like, we get it, Rock. And writers, we get it. But the bottom line is you put Ben Grimm in this show. And sometimes Ben Grimm is going to have to clobber something. And in this case, we got a whole bunch of things trying to break through this door, and we're going to need somebody to hold it. And Jacob isn't as strong as Rock. Just bottom line. Like, you're trying to make this statement about her and her agency or ability at the wrong times. It's like, no, actually, we need somebody really strong to hold this door, because as they switch sides, even though she's able to do the technology stuff, Jacob can't hold that door. He hold that door for like 2 seconds, boop, right open. So that's a little like nagging thing where it's like, I see y'all trying to make those points, but you try to make the points at the wrong time when we really do just need a strong person. And the bottom line is, she is a strong person. And you can be someone smart, but can still knock someone out. You know what I'm saying? One doesn't have to give way to the other. But that's a whole other thing. So seeing Zero now in a situation where she's lost an arm, where she's kind of trying to hold herself together after the attack. After the attack of the little robot minions is nice and powerful, and I enjoy seeing her just operate, especially with Dao, because Dao's changed so much this season, and he's more settled and he's more in tune with the rest of his squad. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely ready to be able to step in and see what needs to be done. What decisions do we got to make? And how can I kind of like facilitate that? And if I got to delegate, cool, or if I got to go do something, cool. So that was great. Even when he was using his communicator to make sure that everyone could talk, because of course, you know, Dreadnought, Gwen and her daddy get out there, the Diviner get out there, and he's like, you ain't got no protostar, you ain't got no protostar. So anyway, he had to turn back. So he busted you, come back, but Dreadnought comes down, but he doesn't realize that by that time, we've given everybody an opportunity to speak to one another in a way that they couldn't before. The only way you can keep people separate is because none of them can communicate. And now all of them can speak and understand one another. And being able to understand one another, they were able to rise up and fight against Dreadnought. Someone who is a crazy high-level threat, but when you're just outnumbered by all of these, you know, miners that just come for you, there's nothing you can do. And shouts to the little cat, because the little cat gets some love when she breaks out the claw. She was like, shing! So that was cool to see her get her, you know, her little piece of revenge in there. I thought that was good. So this kind of brings to a close, it kind of wraps up nicely the whole Miner situation and the Diviner situation. So let's talk about the Diviner for a second. All right. I get it. You came back from the future because the Federation messed you up and you want to get them back. But then when he tells the story, it's like, no, it's not the Federation's fault. Like, yes, okay, there was first contact. And when they came and did first contact, the Federation was like, hey guys, how you doing? We're the Federation. You know, nice to meet you, whatever, right? And due to that, there was a discourse on I can't remember the name of the planet, Solemn. I think it was Solemn. There was a discourse on Solemn about joining the Federation that became a civil war that then destroyed the planet. That's not the Federation's fault. Now, one could say, hey, if the Federation never came, well, then we would have been fine. But then there could be an argument that the energy that allowed a discourse to become a civil war could have used anything. The Federation was just the excuse. Y'all had a problem in y'all society in the first place. Y'all can blame Federation all day. You know what I'm saying? If just some people showing up and saying, hey, this is the Federation of Planets, we'd like you to join, here's a pamphlet, y'all be real. And that ends up turning into a civil war that destroys your planet, that ain't them, boo. That's like somebody, someone comes into your relationship, you and your girl, or you and your man, or whoever, right? So they come into your relationship, say, hey, how you doing? We got a art club we'd like you to join, and here's a pamphlet, and they leave. And that, whether you join or not, just becomes an argument between you and your girl or you and your man, where y'all end up breaking up. That ain't their fault. It's not the art club's fault. You and your man had problems before this. All right? The Federation just showing up. I saw an article. It was an article like, oh, Star Trek Prodigy changes the look or what it's like to make first contact. No, it don't. The people on Solemn had a problem in the first place. All right? So you gonna try to blame that on the Federation. No, you need to sweep around your own front door, bruh. The problem's there at home in Solemn. If someone has a civil war because someone showed up, those issues was already there. There's nothing about first contact that we've ever seen in any show or movie that should result in a civil war that destroys the planet. All things being equal. In this case, Solemn, let's be for real, Solemn had probably two sides on their planet that were already not feeling one another. They were already, throwing dishes back and forth. Might have been some, some arguments or whatever, or maybe some skirmishes, or maybe like a militia or something already. Now, Federation shows up and says, hey man, we got the Federation of Planets. Look, we really like you to join. Here's the pamphlet. Y'all be real. And they bounce. And now there's a new argument that puts the last straw on the camel's back. But don't be coming up in here like it's the Federation's fault. Now, at the same time, do I believe that the Federation is good as gold? No, I do not. But this is not the Federation's part. Nah, bro, this ain't their part to be in no, man. It's not their part in your story to be the ignition point of your civil war, or it is not their fault either that you guys don't like each other or something like that. Y'all didn't like yourselves in the first place, all right? Diviner, so get up out of here. I want to hear that. Shouts to Ab, the Truth Teller. Nice to see you up in the spot. What up? Nice to see you. You know what I'm saying? Have, your sunshiny face up in here. I digress. We finally got the story though. Thank God, because I was tired. I said last episode, I was like, I'm so tired of this. Like, oh, I'm going to tell you the story. He told Gwen he was going to tell her the story in like episode 2. Yeah, I promise I'm going to tell you. In like episode 5 or something. I'm like, where, this week's story, that's it? You came from the future because there was a civil war because Federation showed up? That's it? That's your magical story you got to tell us? Bro, you wasted our time, all right? And I don't got time to be wasted, all right? Then, also, if you would have told her earlier, there could have been a conversation about whether this was really the Federation's fault or the fault of your society. You know what I'm saying? But don't, look, we ain't gonna go there. Because we not only get to see Dreadnought taken down, but we also get to see Diviner taken down. Diviner, you know what I'm saying? He's beating up Gwen. Dow comes in because they said, hey, we can only beam one person back at a time. So Dow comes in. Dow he comes in with 2 phases, 2 guns, ready to bust guns. But Diviner got him dead to rights. Sling up, he on the ground. But then Zero comes through. And we finally see everybody contribute. You know what I'm saying? She takes off her encasing and becomes her full realized, like, I guess like godly, universally type of self. And the view of her drives him mad. He's just stuck with his eyes wide open. And Gwen even sees a reflection off of the Star Trek communicator that makes her go like unconscious for a second or whatever. So like Zero's full self ain't no joke. Zero's full self is the real, all right? So that joint gonna come in handy later. Also, shouts to Murph for being able to be the conduit wherein which we can get the atmosphere's pressure back. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to her. But we also learned a very important part about the ship and its controls from Rock, Gwen, and the Diviner. In part one, Dreadnought comes through, they type up some stuff, and they're like, give us evil Janeway. And, it's like, all right, cool, we got evil Janeway, we can control the ship. Well, we find out, Gwen goes, and she's like, all right, Janeway, show her what up. And Janeway was like, psych, you ain't never changed nothing. We knew you was going to change that, so we put in a subroutine to block all that. You ain't got to worry about that. And so they played them the whole first 2 episodes. This is what that plan, I think, in their head was about. In part 1, they're a team. You know what? They're better than a team. They're family. But anyway, what's cool here is we get another threat as a parting gift, I guess, from the Diviner and Dreadnought. Because he says, like, hey, we messed up this ship. We put like a computer virus or whatever on this ship. And once it goes back to the Federation, it'll tear the whole Federation apart. It'll like, disassemble all the ships or whatever, or I don't know, blow up the ships or whatever it's going to do. It's going to do something bad. I can't remember his exact words, but he said it was going to be bad, and that's what he's going to do. So, with the end of this episode, you see the crew back on the ship, and you see the miners freed from their asteroid and having their own ship to chart their own path, which is beautiful. And then you have our crew getting ready to go back to Starfleet to actually meet Starfleet, which could be a problem. So a little nice nugget that we get is that we see the real Janeway on the real Voyager. Or was it Voyager? Was she on Enterprise? She was on Voyager, right? I think she was on Voyager. Anyway, on the real Voyager, they see the Protostar ship, and they're like, oh, yo, look, we found a Protostar. We got to go there. So now we have a pretense for a new threat, a new computer threat to, start up on this ship. And I wonder if the computer threat on this ship will become the sphere or the sphere data. I wonder if that's what it's going to become. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff off the top of my head. Who knows? But I am very interested to see, or not the sphere data, but kind of like related to like the Borg or something like that. I'm really hype on that, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hyped to see where we go with it, how it ends up, and what threats we face in season 2. Because now that we'll hopefully see real Janeway and Principal Janeway together and see how that affects their ship, what it does, what crisis it creates for both crews, maybe see them work together. That could be an awesome thing, having both of these ships trying to fix their issue before they go back to Starfleet. You know what I'm saying? Because Gwen, since she has forgotten all memories of the conflict between her and her father, she doesn't know that there's a computer virus there that's going to create a whole issue for the Federation. Unless maybe it comes back. Maybe it comes back. Maybe it's still locked down in there somewhere. We don't know. But guys, all in all, do I love this show? Yeah, I do. I enjoy it, man. This is something that not only I, but my son has enjoyed as well. We've been watching it. It's a lot of adventure, a lot of fun. The art is awesome. The animation comes through. Of course, we can see that the premiere is where they spent most of the render time and money on, but I am sold on this. I'm super sold. So with that said, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk about how fly the white suit on Protostar is as opposed to like the gray and purple one or whatever. That all white kind of smooth. That white and silver, I was like, oh. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, guys, we'll holler down in the comments below. Holler at me at NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. We got podcasts for listening. We got music, all that jazz. Hit up the website. Holler at me, DM me your email address. I'll put you on the mail list. All that stuff. We got tons of cool stuff coming. Big shout out.
Talk about Star Trek Discovery.
Well, Star Trek Discovery don't come back till next week. So yeah. So anyway, with that said, we got to shout out Blerdish. Big shout out to Blerdish. They got a sale going on right now. Big shout out to NY High Sign. He got a brand new joint. Oh, he just dropped a brand new joint. Now, I got a link for. Let me drop this link for y'all real quick because NY High Sign. Let me see. What we got? We got that hotness. We got that hotness link for you. We got the realness for you right here. Hold on.
We got Einstein said why he liked Star Trek Prodigy.
Well, he didn't say that. But all right, so we got a new joint dropping from NY High Sign. His birthday. Go on and hit up that link. Tell him happy birthday by buying the project. You know, run them streams up. Buy. Spend it. You know what I'm saying? Them black dollars. Let the dollars circulate. Shout out to NY High Sign. With that said, we're gonna leave you all with PL Parker Lewis, Arcatron, Elixir.
And NY High Sign got a new joint. He got a birthday.
Yeah, that I just told her. Did you trying to that like you told me something? I told you. Oh boy, look, we love y'all. From us to you. Till next time, we'll holler. Peace.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from Hunger.
You got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?